What if I didn't care?
Yes.
What if I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I deserve to be at this place in life, whatever that place is for you, right?
Yeah.
And I don't care what people say, because the people who are going to say what they're going to say are going to say it anyway. And those who love me are going to love me anyway. Those who are there to support me will support me anyway. Those who are going to hate on me will hate on me anyway. And I can't change that. When I got to that place, everything changed. It wasn't all of a sudden I became more skillful. It wasn't because all of a sudden I became this different person. It's because I did it without concern about what other people are going to think about me. And then the skills grew.
That's right.
Then I became someone new.
If you're a go-getter, faith-driven, and family-focused, and need to break through to your next level, this is the podcast for you. Your self-talk can reshape every area of your life. It's time to dream and think big. Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self. It's time to elevate, baby. Let's get into the show.
Hey out there, welcome to the Self-Talk Experience. I am Tracy Self. I'm so excited to be here with my hope dealer, Darnell Self.
What's up, everybody? If you're listening and not watching this, I have a shirt on and it says Hope Dealer.
That's what you are.
I am.
That's what you are for me too.
Thank you. I
All
appreciate
day, every
that.
day.
I like to offer hope.
You do.
Yep. I distribute it.
You know why?
All over the world.
You do. And it gives me absolute victory every day.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
That's what we're doing.
We're doing it. We are doing
We're
this.
doing it. This is a self-talk experience where the things you say to yourself about yourself, what, babe?
Eventually will determine what you attract for yourself. And by the way, even who you attract for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's up today? How are you, by the way?
I'm doing amazing.
Good. You're excited about today's episode?
I'm always excited about every single episode, all day, every day, because I do it with you.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, this is it's an exciting one because we're well over 100 episodes now.
I know. I'm really enjoying the space we're in, babe, right now.
I know.
The episodes, the empty nesting. This has just been an amazing time for me.
Yeah, and I think it gives us an opportunity to really work on ourselves even more than we did previously.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because we have more time. So it's like, okay, so what are we going to do with this time blocking? Like, what do we put in this space where you were either taking the kids to the bus stop before they were driving,
right,
sitting in the car while one of them were playing football, another one you were doing homework while they were in the car, right? So that time we have back.
Well, we have that time back too, because you still work, but you can have your moments where you can take vacations now and just to make space that you didn't have time to make before.
Yeah, and that I wasn't choosing to do, right? Because we decided to build this empire, and that we would not take as much time off, even though we could have, but we chose not to, based on how big our goals were, and still are, quite frankly.
Still are.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we're just choosing to time block a little differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, because this episode, I know we chatted a little bit about talking about how we got to a place where we became as resilient as we are today, meaning that we bounce back from things faster.
Yes.
That we look at ourselves differently today through valley seasons and mountaintop seasons. When problems arise, and they do daily. Like, there's always something every day that we have to say, okay, let's solve this real quickly.
Yeah.
Right. And it's okay though. But I think the way we look at it now is that this is an opportunity, a challenge for us to get better.
And to grow.
Because we realize in order to solve problems, you grow to a different person. Unless it's a problem you've solved before, then it's quick. It's like, oh, I've dealt with that before. But if it's something new, you have to actually become someone who checks your resources, looks for ways to solve a challenge that you hadn't had before, maybe even tap into some personal development so that you're not stuck on the problem, but more focused on the solution.
Yeah, but you have to start at a place, we talk about this all the time. You have to start at a place that you're open. Because I can say that in the past, when I was younger and not as wise.
How young?
A lot younger, actually.
I'm just curious, like, with the timeline, this is like last year?
No, when I was much
ago?
younger, I can honestly say that I knew there were opportunities and times that I could have grown, but I chose not to. I wasn't open. I wasn't open. Sometimes you can see, I could probably do better at this, but not interested. I'm going to keep doing it the way I'm doing it. Because the way I'm doing it is very comfortable and it's working for me. So why would I grow? I'll do that later.
Yeah.
So if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever the age you are, you have to be open to acknowledging, I think I want to grow. Because we always talk about that all the time. You have to be open to the tough conversations. You have to be open to challenges. You have to be open to things maybe not working out and figuring out how to work your way through it. And sometimes that's hard. That's hard to do. So why am I choosing to do something that's hard?
Yeah.
So personal development is key in that because it starts to grow you to a place where you're like, you know what? I want to be better. You know what? I want to be in that crowd, not in this crowd. I want to make these decisions, not those decisions. So I can honestly say that I love growth and I love growing, but I do remember a time, and I know there are a lot of people out there like that, that can relate to being like that before or being like that now, that they're in a place where they're like, I don't really want to grow. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. You know what's funny? And I don't know if it's funny, but I think about if you are goalless, like if there's not an intentional place that you like to be in a certain time frame, because a goal has a timeline, right? So you know that, hey, by 6 months from now, I'd like to accomplish this. If that's not in place, then it really doesn't matter if you're willing to change.
Right.
Because you said, hey, look, I'm good.
Things are working for me right now.
It's working.
Yes.
But working doesn't necessarily mean growing. Working doesn't necessarily mean advancing.
Right.
Working doesn't necessarily mean becoming. So just because it's working, you're getting the exact same results. And that may be okay if you're okay with the exact same lifestyle, exact same relationships, exact same, right? All the exact same health. So, because none of that's going to change if this is okay. I'm okay with being slightly unhealthy. I'm okay with being, taking one vacation a year. I'm okay, right? But the moment you say, you know what, that's not okay with me. I actually want to travel more. I actually want to be in optimal health.
Right.
The moment you decide I'll be uncomfortable if that's what it takes to reach that. But at that moment, I don't think you were a goal setter.
No, I wasn't a goal setter. But also I think too, sometimes when you're in that place for a long time and you're thinking it's okay, you're thinking this is great, it's working for me, no need to change, no need to do anything different. At some point, you're going to look up and the people that you were friends with aren't going to be around anymore because they've outgrown you. The stuff that you used to watch isn't as engaging because it's not quite, you start figuring out, I don't like it here anymore. And you talked about health. Maybe you're not as healthy as you should be. Just all these decisions. Sometimes it has to hurt before you feel like, wait a second, I'm here and everything around me is not here anymore. What's happening? Yes, because you're not growing. It's because you're stagnant and you're stuck and you have no goals. Right?
I'm reading this book right now about the 1%. And it reminds me of Slight Edge, Compound Effect. They're all kind of the same, which is, today you may be doing something that's comfortable. And typically those who are comfortable today and never expand their comfort zones are uncomfortable later on. And those who are uncomfortable in the beginning stages, it looks like those who are comfortable. So it's like, well, why in the world would you live as uncomfortable when the results seem to be the same as comfortable? You know what I mean? This person's eating a salad and this person's eating a burger and fries. And it's like no one changes that day. And even that week, things may not change. This person's working out. This person isn't. Nothing seems to change. After working out one day, people look in the mirror. They're like, I don't really see it. I don't really, you know what I mean? Or they think they see it. So it's like, well, why would I do that thing that's so uncomfortable? Get up earlier. Go out in the cold if you're living in a colder state and go work out. And I look the same as a person who slept all day.
Right.
But it's over time.
It's that slight edge. We talk about it.
Yeah. So, and I think that's one of the reasons why, in this particular episode, we really want to talk about personal development, because as you said, some people will outgrow you or you'll outgrow them. And in some cases, you won't. And that's really scary. That's really scary when you and your crew.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Nobody grows because then you don't even see that growth is happening.
And it's possible.
Right. Yeah. Cause it's like, well, we all like this. This is what we do. This is what we do on Fridays. This is what we do. Right. And so
Yeah.
if you don't expose yourself to greater, then you don't even know that greater is possible.
Wow.
So
Wow.
what happens is personal development gives you an opportunity to have things revealed personally to you. Instead of someone telling you, it's revealed to you. You can go to a seminar, you can go have a mentor, you can have a best friend who keeps saying the same thing to you. You know, you're this, you're worth this, you're more valuable than that. Why do you even deal with this or that person? Why, but until it's revealed to you, it really doesn't make a difference.
Well,
You know what I mean? Yes, you can encourage people, you can motivate people, but that's fleeting satisfaction. It's not until it's revealed to you, and it's revealed to you through personal development. Maybe someone encouraged you to look at this, to watch this, to go here, to
Right.
hear that service,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Or that sermon, or to read this book. So they encouraged it, but it wasn't until you sat there and something somebody said, something you read, is revealed to you that, you know what? I no longer want to be this person.
Yes.
I no longer want to invest my time there. I no longer want to continue that relationship, but it
Mhm.
has to be revealed to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, someone else telling you to do it, it's always someone else's opinion of your life.
It has to be a pain point.
Is exactly
It
right.
has to be.
Yeah, you got to
You
make
have
the
to
decision.
realize that no one can make you do that.
Yeah, people either do stuff because they're avoiding pain or they're attracted to the pleasure of it.
Yes.
Like that's it. Like you're avoiding the pain, and typically, unfortunately, what we found is that more people move to avoid the pain than they do to seek the pleasure. To seek the pleasure, they see stuff on the gram. They see stuff, they're like, oh my gosh, that place, Bali's got to be awesome. Phuket has got to be awesome. I want to go to Thailand or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And so, but they still don't quite do every day what's necessary to get there because, again, the day-to-day things don't seem like they'll ever get there.
Right.
But if it's avoiding a pain, like, hey, you have 2 days and you're going to have to get out the house. You got one more day.
And they're going to take
And-
the car.
Exactly.
Or, yes. Yeah.
Right? I'm talking about me.
I'm talking about me.
Yeah. And when that
Yeah.
happened, I was like, shoot. Like if I had to stay up all night to figure it out,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
did.
Mhm.
Because I had to avoid that pain.
Right. Right.
But here's the thing. If you could do it, why wait? Because the ability didn't come to me because I stayed up all night.
Mhm.
If I
Mhm.
was able to do it, I could have done it before the pain.
Do you think that in these instances that the pain gets you there faster than seeking the pleasure?
I don't know.
Or
if
does it depend on the person?
It depends on the person. It depends on the person. Because some folks, under the pressure of pain, don't do anything.
They fold.
They fold. It's just too much. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And they put the pillow over their head and pretend like it doesn't exist, and hopefully it'll just go away. And some magical thing, I'll hit the lottery tomorrow, or you know what I mean? Something magical is going to happen. Something, you know what I mean? God's going to bless me tomorrow, and it's all going to go away. And so they're looking for a miracle, and the pain causes them to, unfortunately, become stagnant.
Right. I was just thinking about that. I just wonder.
Yeah, and I work with
You
people
can't
like
be a
that all the
statistic
time.
to it, but
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. What were you saying back there behind the camera? Yeah.
paralyzes them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I see it all the
Sure.
time. And then sometimes the pleasure, though, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. And so people, may feel more liberated and excited about, all right, today I'm going to start this because I'm telling you, I'm on this new regimen. I'm
Mhm.
eating better.
Mhm.
And it's so because there's no pain there, they feel like, excited about
And
it,
I can
happy
do
about
it.
it. I can do it.
But that's what dream boards are for. So you
Yep.
can picture it and
Yep.
like, I'm got it. I'm going to get there. Yeah.
Yeah. But I must admit, I'm a little bit of both.
Hmm.
Because there have been
Okay.
times when I put on stuff and I'm like, ooh, this button, ooh, shoot. Oh, shoot, I can't fit this suit anymore. I got to leave the jacket open. I'm like, oh, no, no bread, no sugar. I'm out of there, right? So sometimes that kind of thing happens to me, and it pushes me more so
Sure.
than, man, I can't wait to be able to fit size such and such or getting, no.
Right.
But sometimes it's like, oh, no. I'm looking at me, I'm like, oh, what in the, where did this dad bod come from?
The pizza. You like pizza. And fries.
Both of y'all, really?
And churros.
Okay. Can y'all help me? They are ganging up on me.
No, you look great,
This
man.
episode, thank you. This episode is supposed to be about personal development,
Yes.
which causes a personal revelation. And when things are revealed to you, you make change. But the reason why I think a lot of people aren't as consistent. Here's what I found. Let me just speak from the people I'm around and the people that I've been blessed to coach to stay consistent in personal development. One of the reasons why I found it difficult to help people start this habit of reading and listening and growing is because there is no real data. Like normally I can point at something and say, look, this person did this and they got this.
They read this book 5 times.
You can't, there's no data to it. That's what I'm saying. Like, but normally if you say, hey, look, our trainer would say, hey, look, we do this, add some cardio to this. And because we're actually going to create a caloric deficit, you'll start losing weight. Mm-hmm. Or if we want to make you more lean, or if we want to, we're going to increase the reps. And or if you want to build out, we're going to decrease the reps and increase weight. So there's data that shows this. Right. There's no, I mean, look, somebody says, man, Think and Grow Rich, man, that's the book you've got to read. And somebody else reads and nothing happens.
Right.
Somebody else reads it and life changes.
Sure.
So because there's no real data behind it, because there's other things that have to take place. You read the book.
So many things.
You know what I mean?
So many factors.
Yes, and too many factors. You're like, people ask my favorite book. Well, I mean, I could give it to you, but it changed my life, but will it change yours? See, that's the difference.
It might not resonate with them the same way, right?
Or they could be in a different place where I was, because the personal development is personal to me.
Right.
They could be in a different place. Mm-hmm. Like, I like to smile. I like to be happy. Some folks, I'm like, do you even want to be happy? Like, why? I think you like being bitter. Like, you find the worst. Seriously, people like this, right? So I'm just saying, instead of optimistic, they're pessimistic, right? It's like,
yes.
I mean, ain't nothing that happy. Oh, you ain't nothing that good.
There you are with that voice again. Every time with that voice.
Right, you ain't got to be excited all the time. Nobody know rah rah. And who needs to rah rah? Because I'm excited, it's rah rah. Because I'm passionate about life, it's rah rah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Some folks, they just don't, it's like, I don't need the books. And that's why it's hard, because people can't appreciate learning from the mistakes of others, learning the lessons of others. And that's what personal development has done for me. It's expedited, it's accelerated my learning and my earning curve from learning from other people. And no, there's no real data that I can say, when I read this book, my income increased by this much, because there are a lot of factors. Here's the difference between those who are successful and those who are not. Those who see advancements in their life and those who don't. It's one, knowledge, like what you know.
Okay.
Because some people just don't know. So they can't do better with that which they don't know. They can't invest more because they don't even know about investment, right? So they don't know about tax strategies. They don't know, whatever it is. So they just don't know. Okay, that's number one. Number two, some of those who know, because they watch the podcast, they've gone to the seminar, they've taken the courses, they've really studied the modules.
Right.
So it's not the knowledge, it's the application of the knowledge.
Okay.
And so some people know it. They're like, and they don't mind telling you, basically, let's talk about the 18 steps to progressing in life. They know it. But it's like, bro, you haven't taken the 18 steps, obviously. I'm just looking at the results. You're not taking those 18 steps.
But you know them.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like people who know the whole Bible, but they're mean. Right? Is that the same thing? Okay, sorry, never mind. I just thought it was a
I know.
parallel comparison.
No, it's funny. It's like, are you supposed to be bringing me to God? Because
you're not nice. But
say.
You just quoted the scripture. Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all are out of control today.
Yeah.
My point is,
yes,
is that a lot of folks don't execute on it. When you can find someone who's willing to learn more, they're like, look, man, I just want to be a student. I want to be a sponge. But then I want to rinse back out all that which I've learned into action and execution.
Right. That's good.
That makes the difference. Now, all of a sudden, it's like, man, I know more this year than I knew last year. And I'm actually executing. I'm making mistakes. I'm learning from those mistakes. I'm course correcting, but I'm getting closer to my goal because I'm actually in movement.
Right.
You see? And that's what personal development can do for you. So yes, read the book. Yes. Listen and watch the podcast. Right. Yes, attend those events. Yes, buy the courses, but execution is going to be key.
Right. But two, babe, you always talk about giving yourself permission to do it. A lot of people have all that stuff, but they haven't quite given themselves permission to be great.
Yeah.
Because no matter how much you have of everything you just said, which is amazing, if you don't have it in you and people around you to encourage you, sometimes it never comes out. There are a lot of us walking around with so much potential that'll never be realized.
Yeah.
Because we haven't given ourselves permission, because we're scared of what others are going to say, what others are going to think.
Yep.
And we just stay stagnant. We stay where we are, and we get to the place where I was when we say, I don't really need to grow. It's okay. Right?
Yeah. That was me though.
Mm-hmm.
That was me. The thing that held me back most, more than any other thing in life, the thing that held me back more than any other one thing when we just weren't doing well in life was my concern about what other people would think.
Right. What kind of dad you were, what kind of husband you were, what kind of provider you were. That was all in your head. It was all in your crazy. It was all in your head.
Leaving my job.
It was all in your head.
Yeah.
And you had to get over that.
Yeah. Whether I would speak because of my lisp tongue, we were just talking about that, and people are like, oh, every S word he says, he's spitting all over the place. And so I didn't want to talk, and I needed to talk because I needed to communicate in order to make a sale.
Right.
So it was just, my concern. But what if I didn't care?
Yes.
What if I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I deserve to be at this place in life, whatever that place is for you, right?
Yeah.
And I don't care what people say, because the people who are going to say what they're going to say are going to say it anyway. And those who love me are going to love me anyway. Those who are there to support me will support me anyway. Those who are going to hate on me will hate on me anyway. And I can't change that. When I got to that place, everything changed. It wasn't all of a sudden I became more skillful. It wasn't because all of a sudden I became this different person. It's because I did it without concern about what other people are going to think about me. And then the skills grew.
That's right.
Then I became someone new.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What were we talking about earlier today? I told you I was listening to another podcast, and the young lady said, laugh now because you're definitely going to laugh later. Just laugh now.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be laughing later about whatever it was, the mistakes you made. It's okay. Just get through it, because when you think about it later, you're going to be like, remember that time? That was crazy. Remember what people thought? That was so crazy. Look where we are now. So just laugh now and then really, really, really laugh later.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to find that humor.
You have to.
Yeah. And I think that helps people out.
I think so.
Helps us out. Yeah.
I think so too. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. So I think this personal development journey has to become a habit.
Absolutely.
And you said it. You have to have people around you who will support you.
And not even people, even if it's just one.
Yeah. Yeah. But, look, this is tough. The people at your job may be the people discouraging you, and you got to be in that environment.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not even like you can move out of that environment, because that's what's helping you to pay your bills.
Sure.
People in your house could be discouraging. And again, that's where you live. You got to live with the person who's like, why would you do that? Why are you reading all these books? Why are you going to the training? Why are you going to another one?
Right.
Right? Because they think one is enough. Because folks who aren't into personal development always think one is enough.
It's constant.
Yeah, but they don't understand that. People who are not into personal development don't understand why you would read the same book twice. Don't understand why you would attend the same class twice, why you would study the same module twice. Because they think, once, and you should have it. But that's not true. That's not personal development. You can't master anything you do one time. You go to martial arts class one time, you're like, no, come on, try to stab me. That's what people used to do, right? And it was like, yeah, I accidentally got cut. Yeah, because you went to class one time. You were a white belt, a yellow belt, a green belt. You just hadn't applied it enough.
Yeah.
Right? Look, I just don't know anything you can do in life and do it a few times and master it. In fact, I don't know anything you can do 100 times and master it. Everybody I know who's mastered something has done it thousands of times, but we're stuck at 10. We're stuck at 4. Yeah, I tried it 4 times. Didn't work out. 4 times? You thought you were going to master that at 4 times.
Wow.
Never. I've not met anyone who's mastered anything. You know how many times I've done the exact same presentation? How many times I've gone out and have done the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over again, over 1,000 times before I even felt like, man, I got this. I know like the back of my hand.
Right.
And I think that's just anything in life. You know, people are like, yeah, I'm going to start being a personal trainer. You might want to start studying yourself for a little bit. Because I watch people in the gym and they're personal trainers. I'm like, ooh, that's not good. Like, what personal training school did you go to? I'm just serious. I'm like, they're not even working a body part they say they're working.
Oh, babe.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
So my point is, personal development. There's no data. It says read this, do this, and everything will change. because there's a lot of variables. But what I do know is that with it, you can become better. Even if you're reading something where someone has not done what it is that you've done,
Mhm.
you can learn from their mistakes. You can learn from their lack. There have been people who I've learned from at an event who have not achieved what we've achieved, but I still was able to grow from them.
Yeah. Yes,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
I was like, man, that's good. So I'm not belittling anyone who's not accomplished as much, who hasn't trained as many people, talking about personal trainers,
Sure.
right? So you got to start somewhere.
Mhm.
All I'm saying is keep growing. I can't imagine a medical professional who said, oh yeah, I've been a medical professional for 35 years, but I've not kept up to date on any of the advancements in the medical field.
Right.
Like what you're doing with that scalpel was from 60 years ago.
Yeah.
So there are medical advancements that don't leave scars, medical advancements that allow you
Mhm.
to be progressive in your field.
Sure.
That's why I'm saying personal development. I don't think you ever arrive. And that's the beauty about really embracing personal development. It means you embrace growth. You embrace being better.
Mhm.
You embrace being a better version.
Right. And once I got that the importance of growth, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
I just want others to get
I
it
know.
faster than I did.
I know. That's why we
Much
push it hard.
faster.
We push it hard with our kids. We push it hard with our team, our business partners. We're like, what are you reading?
Mhm.
What are you listening to?
Yeah.
What are you attending?
I was in the gym this morning with my trainer, and I was joking with her because she said I stopped in the middle of the reps because it was really hard. And she was like, come on now, we're growing. I said, I don't want to grow. I don't want to. And then she kind of laughed. She's like, yes, you do.
Right.
But it's the same thing.
Yep.
You have to push through.
Yeah.
You have to push through. It might hurt, but it's worth it.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's really worth it.
All right, guys, listen. We pray that that you get the desire to grow. That personally you decide that, I want to be better. I want to be better for my friends. I want to be better for my family.
Mhm.
I want to be better for the people I haven't even met yet. That maybe the gift that I can be for them is waiting on me to become.
Yes.
Become more, become better. And so do that for yourself. You'd be amazed how you're able to navigate through the world, not because you've taken a different path, but because how you see that path changes. All right, guys, another episode of the Self-Talk Experience. Remember, the things we say to ourselves about ourselves eventually will determine what we attract for ourselves.
And if you're negative, keep that energy away from me, please.
Take care, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Self-Talk Podcast with Darnell and Tracy Self. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And we'll see you next time. And remember, talk good to yourself.